Clinton Road stretches through a thick, eerie forest, surrounded by twisted trees and mist that clings to the road like a haunting veil. But it's what lies within the fog that truly disturbs. Decades ago, a young boy drowned in the murky waters off Clinton Road. Today, if you toss a coin into the river, it's said he'll throw it back to you. Some have heard the faint splashes in the water, as if a hand is reaching up from beneath, grasping at the coin to lure you closer to the edge. Many drivers also recount a terrifying encounter with the ghost truck, an ancient, rusty pickup that appears from nowhere. The truck's headlights blaze, illuminating the road as it hurtles forward. Witnesses say the temperature plummets as the truck nears, and the smell of gasoline fills the air. As the ghost truck gets closer, its headlights grow brighter, forcing you to speed up, winding through hairpin curves. But just when you think it's about to collide, it vanishes, leaving only the scent of burnt rubber lingering in the night. And if you're brave enough to walk Clinton Road, you may encounter the abandoned Cross Castle. It appears and disappears among the trees, covered in strange symbols. Visitors speak of strange laughter, invisible hands tugging at their clothes, and cold whispers in their ears, as if the castle's walls contain the souls of those who perished here long ago. The A75 Kinmount Strait, known as Scotland's Ghost Road, has witnessed centuries of spectral sightings. It's said the mist that hangs over the moors brings with it the spirits of ancient warriors and tragic souls. The most frequent sighting here is the ghostly caravan, a procession of shadowy figures that suddenly appears in the dead of night. Drivers describe a line of ethereal forms, men, women, and children dressed in centuries-old clothing, crossing the road in silence. Some try to swerve, only to realize these figures are not of this world. They pass right through the car, leaving a bone-chilling cold in their wake. Then there are the reports of creatures not entirely human. One night, a young couple found themselves alone on this road when a strange figure darted in front of their car. They described it as a massive, dog-like creature with glowing yellow eyes and jagged, shadowy fur that seemed to flicker in the headlights. It stared at them, unblinking, as they sat frozen in fear. Just as they dared to move, it let out an otherworldly howl, echoing into the night, before it vanished, as if swallowed by the mist. But perhaps the most unnerving tale is of the unseen hands. One stormy night, a family on a road trip felt their car slow down, the temperature dropping inside. Suddenly, claw-like fingers scraped against the windows, even though no one was there. The sound continued, scratching against the glass, growing louder until it became a piercing screech, only to stop abruptly as they crossed a certain bridge. The air grew warm again, but the marks of clawed fingers were left on their windows. Route 666, known as the Devil's Highway, was renamed after countless reports of eerie, sinister events, stretching through barren deserts and open plains. This desolate highway is a place where the boundary between worlds is frighteningly thin. Truckers speak of the Phantom Truck, an 18-wheeler with no driver that barrels down the road with relentless speed. When it appears, drivers hear the haunting blare of its horn and feel the rumble of the ground, as if it's coming straight out of a nightmare. The truck grows larger in the rearview mirror, headlights blazing and bearing down on them. It's only when drivers reach a certain mile marker that the truck vanishes, leaving nothing but silence. One of the most bone-chilling tales is of a figure known as the Hellhound. It appears only on the darkest nights, stalking travelers who dare to pull over. Witnesses describe it as a massive black dog with glowing red eyes and fur that seems to absorb light. One man, a skeptic, stopped to prove the tales wrong, only to hear a low growl nearby. As he turned, he saw those red eyes fixed on him, the dog's body outlined in shadow. His car wouldn't start, and as the creature advanced, he heard faint whispers coming from his own radio, names of lost souls and a cold, mocking laughter. The N9 in South Africa is a highway steeped in sorrow and tragedy, with countless stories of ghostly apparitions. A popular tale tells of a young woman who appears on rainy nights, dripping wet, standing by the roadside. She's described as having long, dark hair, with sunken eyes and an expression of deep sorrow. If drivers stop to help her, she silently approaches, her eyes hollow and empty, her lips moving as if whispering a plea. But the moment she reaches the window, she disappears, leaving behind an inexplicable coldness and the sound of faint sobbing carried by the wind. Another common story is of spectral figures kneeling by the roadside, as if mourning. They appear out of nowhere, dressed in clothing from another time, clutching the air as if holding invisible loved ones. Drivers report that as they pass, they feel a strange heaviness, as though the grief of the spirits clings to them, even after they've left the area. Some even claim to hear faint wailing echoing from the hills, a haunting lament for lives long gone. The E8 Karak Highway is notorious for the countless lives lost here, with rumors of ancient curses and wandering spirits. One of the most famous tales is of a mysterious yellow Volkswagen that appears on the road at night. Drivers have reported seeing it moving erratically, swerving in front of cars, causing dangerous near misses. If you try to pass it, it speeds up, staying just ahead until finally it vanishes without a trace. Another chilling legend is of a young boy who appears on the roadside, alone and crying. Some say he approaches cars, pleading for help, claiming he's lost and looking for his parents. When drivers try to speak to him, he disappears, leaving an unnatural silence. Those who encounter him report nightmares afterward, seeing the boy in their dreams, still lost, still searching. The most terrifying encounter is with the woman in white. Travelers who see her describe a beautiful yet sorrowful woman, dressed in white, standing in the middle of the road. Her long black hair obscures her face, and she stands perfectly still, as though waiting for something. When drivers approach, her face suddenly appears in the windshield, her mouth twisted in a scream, before she vanishes, leaving the driver with a lingering sense of dread. As you step back from the darkness of these haunted highways, remember that some mysteries remain hidden, just beyond the edge of your headlights. Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, there's no denying the spine-tingling feeling of an empty road at night, where shadows shift and the unknown lurks. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, consider subscribing to stay connected with more tales that chill and thrill. And if you have your own story or a haunted place you want us to cover, let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep your eyes on the road and your mind open to the unexplained